This movie tells a story about Todd, a creator of the controversial comic Slasher Man. Todd based Slasher Man on a real-life unidentified killer who operated along I-90. He has been criticized because his popular character, a big murderous goon with a welding mask and a flexible modus operandi, is sickening. And he's accused of glamorizing the man's violence, giving it a new stage, not just with a luridness designed for mass appeal. And then the actual killings start, a series of grisly roadside murders blatantly modeled on scenes from his comic. There's a clear sense that Todd admires the murderer to some degree. Privately, he even insists that his victims became part of some larger artistic project as a result, like canvases fortunate enough to have met their artist. Todd's girlfriend Kathy doesn't share his views, and her own project directly opposes his. She wants to write a true crime book that's not about the killer, but about the victims, the ones who matter so little to Todd until they become people he knows personally. The most intriguing parts of the film are its philosophical questions about horror and our fascination with brutality. But the film seems reticent to elaborate on the questions it raises, losing sight of them entirely in an obvious overlong plot twist that muddies ideas of an artist's responsibility and art's effect on audiences into incoherence. While the movie does a good job setting up an important confrontation between intent and aspiration, they never actually provide one. Instead, they work towards a revelation that undercuts his characters more than it surprises his viewers. If this revelation was exposed earlier, the chicken-egg conundrum it presents could have been better explored. By waiting so long, the movie simply erases it. It doesn't negate the effective R-rated kills that preceded, but it does ensure that the most interesting aspects of the movie become erased too. Unfortunately, this movie is not the type where we care a great deal about the characters as well. The tension between Todd and Kathy stems from the fact that she's working on a book about the real killer, trying to give a voice to his victims. But it feels like talking points brought to life rather than three-dimensional protagonist. Meanwhile, Ezra's character seems to be merely along for the ride. So, we are left with a dark, twisted tale. The movie cannot decide what it wants. Is it trying rather awkwardly to weigh in on the debate about whether violence in the media is a cause? Or simply, merely a reflection of the darker corners of society? Overall, this movie is a disappointment.